In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of RIN in English News with me, Nima Chitsas. Iranian president says Iran will be divided into 3 risk zones based on the number of the COVID-19 infections and fatalities, adding religious sites could reopen in areas designated as white. Speaking during a meeting of the National Headquarters for Managing and Fighting the Coronavirus in Tehran on Sunday, President Hassan Rouhani said the Health Ministry would draw up a map of white, yellow, and red risk zones in the country. Elsewhere, President Rouhani called on Iranians to help the economically vulnerable groups during the holy month of Ramadan. He said, "Of course, our people have always come to the scene whenever there had been floods, earthquakes, and other problems. Now, the month of Ramadan is also one of those occasions during which people should step forth and help in the face of hardships and problems." Meantime, President Rouhani said Iran is ready to export health items to other countries. The president said he has spoken with his foreign counterparts during the past days, and they are surprised when they know Iran is capable enough to export disinfectants in excess of its needs. He said the enemies thought their 2 years of tough sanctions on Iran could destroy the country, but now they are disappointed and angry when they see the Iranian people are responding to the pandemic much better than they do themselves. Iranian head of the judiciary, in an unannounced visit, inspected the Ray County Public and Revolutionary Prosecutor's Office and the judiciary on Sunday morning. While visiting different parts of the city's prosecutor's office and judiciary, Ibrahim Raisi was informed about the legal and judicial problems of some of the clients and issued the necessary instructions. During the visit to the Ray County Public and Revolutionary Prosecutor's Office, the Chief Justice stressed that the people's voices should be heard patiently. Raisi also issued orders to expand the administrative and social distancing space of the Ray County Public and Revolutionary Prosecutor's Office. The observance of the health protocol for the defendants, convicts, lawyers, and clients of the judiciary was another important issue that was carefully examined by Raisi. The head of Iran's Health Ministry's Public Relations Office said on Sunday that coronavirus killed 60 more people in the past 24 hours, reaching the number of the death toll to 5,710 people. Kianush Jahanpur said the total number of infected people in Iran has reached 90,481, from whom 69,657 people have recovered from the potentially deadly virus. Jahanpur said 1,153 new affected cases have been detected since Saturday. Meantime, during the holy fasting month of Ramadan, Iranians, as same as other Muslims across the globe, fast as an effective way of practicing self-discipline. They are also expected to strengthen their character through self-restraint, charitable donations, and introspection. But this year, the holy month is different from all other previous ones.
This year, Iranians are observing Ramadan under the coronavirus lockdown with bans on mass prayers. Each year, many practicing Muslims fast from dawn to dusk for the whole of the lunar month, either 29 or 30 days, depending on the moon sighting, as part of the ritual of dedicating oneself to contemplation and prayer.
The holy month of Ramadan gives us an opportunity to purify our soul and think about the poor. This is a good chance to help the needy. I believe because of the coronavirus and its economic impact, the month of Ramadan is the best time to help those whose life has been badly affected.
This year, because of the deadly virus, almost all Muslim-majority countries, including Iran, have closed mosques and asked people to pray at home to limit the spread of the disease.
According to the World Health Organization, for healthy individuals, fasting during the month of Ramadan amid the threats of the coronavirus is not harmful, but those who have heart, kidney, liver and other diseases should refrain from fasting. This is exactly the same as what religious leaders have already said.
Fasting is intended to bring the faithful closer to God and to remind them of the suffering of those less fortunate. Unlike previous years, this year Muslims in Iran cannot mark the nights of glory at mosques and religious sites, as religious leaders have called on people to hold praying ceremony at home to stay safe.
Elsewhere, Muslims across Europe have also geared up for a very different Ramadan amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic.
1.8 billion Muslims are gearing up for a very different Ramadan. The usual gatherings in mosques and homes for prayer and iftar feasts will, to a large part, be cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is a sobering time as Muslims call on each other to fight the virus and stay home. Lockdowns prevail across Europe and everyone is trying to find ways to reach out to one another while practicing physical distancing. Mosques in Germany are now facing bankruptcy. Unlike Christian houses of worship, mosques have to finance themselves. They depend on donations during Friday prayers, and Ramadan is when they get the most support. Online appeals have been launched to raise money, but these are uncertain times. This mosque in Turkey is trying to support the locals. People come and donate what they can, and others take what they need.
We live in this neighborhood, and we've heard about the mosque helping people. God bless them for supporting us during this time. We are thankful there is a place like this. God bless them and all those helping.
In Kosovo, mosques are delivering iftar meals to people's homes. The head of Kosovo's Islamic community says suspending prayers for the start of Ramadan was a difficult decision to make. Charities will be in overdrive this Ramadan to make sure everyone gets what they need for iftar meals. Meanwhile, here in the UK, Muslim healthcare workers, which make up a high percentage of NHS staff, face a Ramadan of battling COVID-19 on the front line.
Iranian Foreign Ministry and the United Nations chief have urged the necessity of ensuring security of Yemeni borders and ports in order to facilitate dispatch of humanitarian aid to the war-stricken Yemeni people amid the deadly coronavirus pandemic. The Sunday phone call between Mohammad Javad Zarif and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres was the third of its kind during the past 2 weeks. During his conversation with Iranian top diplomat, the UN chief hailed Iran's efforts to help establish ceasefire in Yemen and pave the way for political dialogue in the country. On his phone call with Guterres on April 12, Zarif said, "A sustainable ceasefire in a war-torn Yemen sets the ground for political settlement of the crisis arising from Saudi Arabia's 5-year war against the country." Zarif stressed there is no military solution to the conflict in Yemen and welcomed the Secretary General's attempts to establish ceasefire in the country. Meantime, the Saudi-led coalition claimed on April 8 that it was halting military operations in Yemen in support of the UN efforts to end its 5-year war, which has killed tens of thousands and spread hunger and disease. However, shortly after the announcement, the Saudi coalition's warplanes struck positions at several Yemeni regions. Elsewhere, the Iranian foreign minister also held separate phone talks with his Iraqi and Omani counterparts, Mohammed Ali al-Hakim and Yusuf bin Alawi, respectively. The top diplomats discussed bilateral relations, the latest developments in the region, and a battle against the coronavirus. Zarif also offered his congratulations to his counterparts on the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan. The coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, is affecting 210 countries and territories around the world with almost 3 million active cases, 205,929 deaths, and 873,868 recoveries. Omid Haidari has the scoop.
The United States has the highest number of COVID-19 cases, standing at 975,798, and a death toll of 54,941. The administration of the U.S. President is reportedly considering replacing Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar for his early missteps in handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Donald Trump's administration is also attacking the World Health Organization as Trump seeks to deflect criticism of his handling of the pandemic. Last week, Trump put a 60-day hold on funding for the WHO and ordered a review of the world body, which he has accused of mismanaging the outbreak. There has been also a spike in cases of disinfectant exposure in New York City hours after Trump suggested that disinfectant can be used to cure people infected with the coronavirus. Between Thursday evening and Friday afternoon, the New York City's Poison Control Center managed 30 cases. The need for the continuation of observing health protocols now has become even graver. The WHO has said there is no guarantee that the ones who have already been infected with the virus won't be infected again. In Europe, the COVID-19 active cases and the death toll is rising. In Britain, there are a total number of 152,840 corona cases, and 20,732 people have lost their lives due to the infection. One of the main accusations thrown at the British government is that it has failed to properly screen arrivals at British airports. The government is apparently considering tougher measures at ports of entry to Britain, including adopting the international standard of forcing arrivals to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Spain said on Sunday the number of daily coronavirus-related fatalities fell to its lowest level in more than a month, with 288 deaths in the previous 24 hours. That took total fatalities to 23,190, with 226,629 active cases. Germany has reported in the past 24 hours 601 cases were added to the active corona cases, raising to its 175,114, with 5,848 deaths. German Foreign Minister has said opening European borders to tourists sooner than what has been planned will ruin all efforts to curb coronavirus. France has 161,488 active corona cases, with 22,856 deaths. Meantime, in Italy, there are 197,675 corona cases, and after the US, it has the highest number of fatalities, with 26,644 people.
South Korea continued to pour water on mounting speculation about the health of North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, telling CNN he is alive and well. The top foreign policy advisor to South Korean President Moon Jae-in told CNN, "Our government position is firm." Moon Chang said Kim Jong-un is alive and well. He has been staying in the Wonsan area since April 13. No suspicious movements have so far been detected. Questions were raised about Kim's well-being after he missed the celebration of his grandfather's birthday on April 15. He had been seen 4 days before that at a Politburo meeting. And that's a wrap for now. Join us tomorrow with the latest updates. Till then, take care and have a very great time. Goodbye.